Back again, once again, another week with my good friend Larry Johnson from Sonar 21, former CIA analyst, and true son of the new American Revolution. How are you doing, Larry?
I'm good. A week ago this time, we didn't know who was going to be president. Now we do.
Exactly. 1 week ago, we were talking about that, and I had a lot of comments in our last video saying that you got this pretty much right.
Yep, I thought Trump would win. He should have won. He did. Now it remains to be seen: is he going to crap on himself, or is he going to follow through on his promises? It's really it's up in the air.
Exactly.
Some of his selections for his national security advisor and Secretary of State, of course, I've not seen him formally put it out that he's doing that. It's been reported in the media. So we've already seen the media claim things that Trump said or did that turned out to be lies.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think Marco Rubio as Secretary of State is just, it's a joke. Just a disaster.
So we're already talking about Marco Rubio. He had already discarded Nikki Haley and Mike
Pompeo,
which is a half of a good start, isn't it?
Well, I mean, both of them are on the record saying some of the most disgraceful thing about Trump. They basically are suggesting you've had sexual relations with your mother, then you need to turn around and say, hey, I don't want to do it. Stay away from me.
Yeah.
Pompeo is he's a quintessential snake. He's like Pence. He's a deep state toad. And early on, one of my biggest beasts was the Jack Smith case got launched. The special prosecutor, Trump was alleged to have misused classified documents. For starters, the foundation of the case was just bullshit. Trump, the ultimate authority for classifying and declassifying documents, and he declared that he had declassified these documents. Good enough. Oh no! Here's Pompeo. Well, I handle classified documents, and if these what's been reported is true, then Donald Trump is guilty. He said stupid stuff like that. Instead of having a sense to come back and say, wait a second, there's a difference between a president hanging on to classified material because they can declassify. Mm-hmm. I can't. I don't have that power. Big difference. The dummy didn't, he didn't even draw that difference. So that's why he right away disqualified himself. And at least Trump put the kibosh on him. Hey, you're not getting anywhere near my administration. But letting Mike Waltz in and Rubio, they're sort of Pompeo light.
So from what I am understanding from this, right now it seems like establishment panic, just pushing whatever they can toward Trump. I don't know, but that was the impression that I got when he basically cut off Nikki Haley and Pompeo, was that the establishment is pushing all these pieces on New York Times or whatever, Washington Post and all that, saying, oh he's pretty much going to get those guys. And then he said, no, hell no, wait a minute. But so far we have not heard any. I imagine it's a delicate time, of course. But so far, we have not heard anything substantial from the Trump side of things, not from media.
Well, yeah. So far, we've seen an official Trump announcement that, hey, I'm going to appoint Marco Rubio. Once that comes out, then okay, it's firm. I think, candidly, Rubio is a terrible choice for Secretary of State. The guy carries no gravitas. He's got no strategic vision, and his experience is so limited as a senator and formerly as a member of Florida legislature. he doesn't really have a great understanding of international relations. And he's got sort of a cartoon worldview of U.S. good, Russia bad, that kind of thing.
And he smells like deep state, isn't he? Well, I know.
Yeah, he could be masquerading, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what I have few questions about suggestions that I've seen floating around. Well, three actually suggestions that I've been seeing floating around. That would be the colonel, Doug McGregor, as Secretary of Defense, or any position close enough, at least, as a concierge for the administration, and the younger Ray McGovern. Is this somehow being talked about?
Ray's not even in discussion. Okay. Ray's too old. Too old. I know people like Ray. I like Ray. Too old. There's someone that talked about putting my name for it. I said no.
Hell no.
I lived in Washington D.C. for 40 years. Been there, done that. I got the teeth. I'm not going to avoid
it. I need a T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I survived Washington incest, would it say on the T-shirt?
Went to Washington, and all that I got was this crappy T-shirt.
Yeah.
What about Doug? What about Mr. McGregor? Any talks, at least?
Yeah. I don't think they're inclined to select Doug. I think Trump. It is. He appears to be going away for a whole younger generation of personnel. Secondly, people. It looks like that he thinks he can control. That he can tell them what to do and they'll do it. All right, but again, there are other names out there floating. Bridge Colby was a DOD official under the first Trump administration. He's got a pedigree, Washington pedigree. His grandfather, William Colby, was the director of the CIA. He was Seymour Hersh's primary source on the stories about CIA assassination plots, the family jewels. I met his grandmother actually once. Tulsi Gabbard possibility. Someone we've not heard of. Again, as they say, policy is personnel. That means the people you select for jobs will end up determining what your policy is. If you follow that model, then putting Rubio and Waltz in the positions they are right away is that his policy is going to be off, significantly off from what it said he would do on the campaign trail. Trump has made a lot of promises, and people expect him to keep his promises. He's always said, I keep my promises. We'll see. I'm hopeful it is. Keep us out of war. Release the files on JFK. Release the files on January, the Russiagate plot, which he had promised to do and didn't. So he's got, he's promised to release the Epstein files as well. Release all of that. Let's expose the corruption. Let's expose the people that are involved.
Yeah, he put up a video, a very impactant video, saying more or less that. Let's expose the corruption. Let's clean the house, all that. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Let's see if he's going to put up with it.
If he do it, he'll lose his support base.
That's
George W. experienced the same thing. Read my lips. No new taxes. Then he raised taxes. People got pissed off, said, "You liar." Trump can't screw around with this.
we had something similar with Dilma. She basically was reelected, saying, "Yeah, we're not going to raise taxes. We're not going to raise prices. January 1st, price raises, taxes raises, and 2 years later, she's done. She's impeached."
Yeah.
That's and